Live Live Podcast with your host, Jose Arqueta.
What's up, everybody?
Live
Welcome back to another
Podcast.
episode, and Happy New Year. I'm glad to start the year with my first episode of the year. So, like always, let's get the ball going. So, every guest that I have is special to me, right? Because they bring value, they bring their own stories, their own journeys, something that, lets you know a little bit more about real people, right? So, what do they call it? Real stories? Real
Yeah.
people. All right. So without any further ado, let's get the show rocking. So my guest today is Ashley, someone who carries herself with intention, resilience, and quiet confidence. She's built her journey by staying consistent, trusting herself, and not letting circumstances define her direction. There's a depth to her story, strength behind her presence, and authenticity in the way she moves. Ashley represents growth that you don't always see on the surface, the kind that is built through discipline, reflection, and real life experience. She's someone who understands that becoming more isn't about noise, it's about alignment. So I'm grateful to have her here today. Please help me welcome Ashley to Live Life Podcast.
Hi. Thank you
Welcome.
so much for having me here, and thank you so much for all the kind words. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Usually, I start the episode with the introduction and with the gift.
Oh, really?
With the gift, but I'm gonna let you down on the gift. I forgot it.
Oh, no. Okay, that's okay. No worries.
I forgot it, but I'll get together with you tomorrow and I'll give it to you. It's a little coffee mug of Live Life Podcast with my little logo right there.
Okay.
So yeah, I totally forgot it. I rushed out of the house and I left it at the table. So
I will always welcome a new coffee mug.
great, that's awesome. So here we are. I know that we follow each other on social media. I started following you obviously because one of my good friends, Juan Avila, will take your photos, and then we started talking on the Relay for Life.
Yeah.
And then I started asking more questions about what do you do? What was your booth about? He started explaining to me in detail. And I was like, oh, that sounds pretty cool. That sounds pretty interesting, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I got to have you on the podcast. And here we are. Here we
Thank
are.
you. I'm excited to
right?
be here. So
Nice. Thank you.
ask away
Thank
any
you.
questions you'd like.
Well, first of all, that's well, that's awesome. Well, let's start off by who you are. How did your journey started? You mentioned that you were born in Sacramento, right? No, in Seaside.
Yeah.
You were born in Seaside, and then you moved to Sacramento. At what age did you move to Sacramento?
So my family was originally from the Seaside area. I was there till about maybe 7 years old. And they bought a house in Sacramento. We moved out there for just a couple of months, maybe like 6 months. And we're like, you know what? We need to head back to Monterey County. So from Sacramento, we moved back to Marina. And so from Marina, I was there for quite a while. And now just living in Salinas for the past 7 years or so.
Was it the weather?
I think it was just everyone was here. A lot of my family's here. So, I think we just kind of were homesick. So came back.
Was it because Sacramento, the home at that time, was cheaper?
Yeah, at that time, the homes were a lot cheaper, and my parents just saw an opportunity to invest. So they still had that property, as a rental property.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so
Nice. What part of Sacramento? Was it downtown?
in Elk Grove.
Elk Grove.
Yeah.
That's a nice part.
It's
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, that's a nice part.
Yeah.
I want to say I almost lived in Sacramento for almost 4 years. There was this girl I was dating at the time. She was going to Sacramento State. So, of course, I was going over there,
Yeah.
visiting her. But I really love Sacramento. It was
Yeah.
really nice, beautiful. I mean, there was something to do every night.
Yeah.
So
I don't think I can handle the heat out there, but
You know what? I've never had issues with the heat. I don't know, except when I go to Texas. When I go to Texas, it's a whole different type of heat. You shower, you get out of the house, and it's freaking humid. You're like, oh, God damn it.
Yeah.
That's a different type
Yeah.
of heat. I think I prefer dry heat than humid heat.
yeah.
My parents live in Texas, and every time I go visit them, it's just like I gotta prepare myself for it. Like I gotta get mentally ready,
Yeah.
because that humid heat. Oh my God! Have you ever been to Texas?
No, but I've been to Miami, and so
Okay.
I want to say it. Well, I mean, I guess Miami's a little bit different. It's like tropical heat, like musty, muggy heat. Like that's where I've been.
I went to Miami, but I don't remember my trip, to be honest with you, because it was like a 3-day trip, and I was drunk most of the trip.
I
So
see.
I don't remember how was the weather. if I ate and if I didn't eat. All I remember is getting there, checking in, party, and then next time you know, I want to fly back home. That's all I remember. So it's on the blur.
Well, I guess it was a good time then, right?
Yeah, that's what I heard. It was good and bad at the same time. But yeah. But what is it? Arizona, I know is dry heat. But yeah, Texas heat is different. I love Texas. My heart is in Texas.
Maybe one day I'll visit.
Yeah, you definitely do. If you do visit Austin,
Okay.
Austin is a
Good
place
to
to go. Yeah, Austin, downtown Austin is always something to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love my favorite city in Texas is San Antonio though. If I were to move, I would move to San Antonio.
Okay.
Yeah, San Antonio.
I don't think I'll ever move from California. So
Really?
No.
Hey, California is beautiful. There's a lot of things to do here too. I know a lot of people left California for a better life. Politics and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, it's like some of the people are coming back. I know Austin is the new Silicon Valley. The prices, the house prices market went up a little bit. They're building more houses, so more people are moving in. So it's getting crazy out there. But yeah, so you came back, your family came back, said like, Texas, Sacramento is not for us. Let's go back to our home, Seaside, because your family was there. How was it growing in Seaside? Like, how was your life
Well,
growing
I
up?
was there till about 7.
7.
Yeah. So, and then Marina, that's kind of where, from 8 till 20, 21, 22. It was quiet, so.
But you still went to Seaside High, right?
I did, yeah, for like a year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because when did they build that Marina High School?
I'm not really too sure when, but it was kind of, during that transition period where it was an adult or continuation school turned into a high school. So,
that's what it is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So then you ended up going there.
Yeah. That's where I graduated
You
from.
graduated. So you went to Seaside Spartans, right?
Yeah.
And then you ended up at Marina.
Yeah.
That's crazy because I remember when Everett Alvarez opened, I wanted to go to Alsa. But since they opened, based on my zip code, I had to go to Alvarez.
Oh.
It sucked.
Yeah.
All my friends went to Alsa except me. How did you feel that transition? You were still not too far away, right?
I liked Seaside High. It was a lot of fun, a lot of great memories there. So, I don't know, it's just kind of like a little bit of a shock because obviously Seaside High is a lot bigger. I feel like it was more lively there. And then you transition to a smaller school where they didn't even have any lockers or a gym. So it's a little bit different. I just kind of kept to myself. Once I got to the grade where I could have free periods, I started working. So, and I had 2 jobs. It got to a point where I would have a free period every day. So I would just go to school, get off of school by lunchtime, and I would just go to work.
Dude, we have something in common because I remember when I started having free periods my junior year, I started working.
Yeah.
Yeah, I started working. I like the money, so I was like, nah, I gotta work. Yeah.
I've learned a lot since then. So,
yeah. So was there a reason you just wanted to work or you just didn't want to be home? Or?
I just have always been, independent since I was young. I didn't really want to ask my parents, for money. So I just was like, it's fine. I can get a job. And so I got my first job at this little European restaurant in Marina. It was called A Dishes Bistro. It had the best tiramisu ever. So yeah, it was just a little European place owned by, husband and wife. I was a server there. And so they just kind of would teach me how to talk to people. If you're serving something or taking something away, the owner would be like, you say, would you like to, or just, simple phrases, right? But it made like a bigger impact in how you're presenting yourself.
It developed you.
Right, exactly.
Nice.
And so I was 16, right? And so from 16, until going into adulthood, it just improves, over time. So
yeah. And that helped out a lot, right?
Yeah, definitely it did. So
is it still around or no?
No, I don't know how long it's been, but it's been quite a while since it's closed down. So
now that you're older and looking back to like, man, if you had opportunity to thank them, would you do it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. They were great. The wife, I forget her name, unfortunately, but she was so sweet. Super sweet lady. The staff there was great. We would get food every night. Dinner to go home. That was fun. I'm glad that was my first job. Yeah.
So besides working, what was another thing that you liked doing in high school? Did you play any sports?
In high school, no, I didn't. I just focused on working, really.
Really? So
Yeah,
your main
working
focus
in
was on working instead of school?
kind of. I just wanted to just work and get my money because at that point I just wanted to be independent and just prepare myself for college and life after college.
Nice. Now, during high school, obviously you were working. You liked the independence, side of it. Did you ever have like any dreams like, okay, this is what I'm gonna focus, like this is what I want to be at, or I want to be a nurse, I want to be a
Yeah.
doctor.
So fun fact, I actually did want to be a nurse. So my mom used to work at community hospital. So I just kind of wanted to follow into, the medical field. And so when I started at MPC, I was doing my general ed, and then starting to take those prerequisite courses like anatomy.
Yeah.
And then I also had gotten a position as a nurse assistant.
Mm.
But at that time, things were transitioning at MPC where only the top 40% of students would make it into the nursing program. So because it was so new, I guess I just kind of freaked myself out, thinking, okay, I'm going to spend my time and my money because I was paying for my school. I was working, so I was paying for it. So I just thought to myself, well, if I spend all this time and money, I won't maybe not even get in the first year, being the top 40%. And there's no guarantee I'll get in the next year being the top 40%. So I think I psyched myself out a little bit. And so I just didn't know what I wanted to do as far as a career after that. So I just stopped going to school or I took a break. I would take classes here and there, but without really a trajectory. So I just focused on working. So I was always trying to find the best option available. I would spend some time at one job, and if there was a better opportunity somewhere, then I would take it. And so that's just kind of how I've been doing things for the past few years. And so it's led me to where I am today. So I have no regrets.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So even though if you were happy at one job, but then someone else would be like, "Hey, I'll give you $5 more. You'll come over." Would you still leave?
Not necessarily. If I plateaued there, with what I could have learned,
Yeah.
then yeah, that's when I would be looking for the next opportunity to do better.
It's crazy how our biggest enemy is ourselves, our mind, that we
Oh yeah.
we get in our heads and we're like, man, I think I'm just gonna wait. The top 40% or 4%, he said, is just like, it messes with your head. Like, am I gonna get in? Is it gonna be worth it? But then if you look back and you're like, man, what if I just toughed it out?
Yeah.
I probably would
I
have
do
been in
have
there.
those thoughts.
Hey,
Yeah.
I don't blame you. You're not the only one. I feel like that. There's days that I'm just like, what if I just should have taken that extra step? What if I should have just made that dial? What about if after calling that client 3-4 times, the seventh time would have been the final one where I'll get the sell, But yeah, I mean, you're not alone. We all go through. We're all human beings. We all, face those challenges, but we just gotta learn how to shut them off. But it's
And I was just an
still not too late.
18-year-old. Yeah.
Still not too late, girl.
Well, yeah, we'll see.
Now I had this other guest here.
At Juan Avila Photography, we specialize in capturing decisive headshots and portraits that tell your unique story. Serving Salinas, Monterey County, and beyond, our high-quality images reflect your professionalism and authenticity. Whether for corporate teams, executives, or personal branding, let us elevate your image with headshots tailored to your needs. Book your session today.
She said that she was a wife. She had 3 kids, and she put herself through nursing school, and it was hard. I was just hearing her story. I was like, damn, girl, how did you do it? I still had to go to work, get home, clean the house, make food, and then study, and then do it all over again. I was like, damn. So okay, so you're like, all right, I don't know if I'm going to do this. You started just going with the flow, working like anybody else, going through life. You're the only daughter? Do you have any brothers or sisters?
Yeah, I have an older sister and a younger brother.
Okay, so you're the middle one.
The middle,
The middle one.
You know what they said about the middle one.
What, the favorite one?
The troublemakers, maybe?
Really?
But no, I don't think so.
Really?
Yeah.
You're a troublemaker?
No, not at all. Maybe back then.
I know your mom's still, is she still alive? Or
No, she passed away about 2.5 years ago.
sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, what about your pops?
He's still here.
He's still here?
Still living in Marina.
Okay. Do you have a good relationship with your dad? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah? I know that your mom went through cancer, right? You shared that with me when we were talking in person that she had breast cancer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. obviously I'm a cancer survivor, you know. I know it was probably rough on you as a daughter seeing your mom
Yeah,
going through that,
most
right?
definitely.
Yeah. Do you want to talk a little bit
Yeah, we
about
can
it?
talk about
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
So how was it when your mom revealed the bad news to you guys?
So she had breast cancer twice. So the
Mhm.
first time she had it, I want to say I was around 18 years old.
Mhm.
And so, when you're 18, you're still kind of a kid,
Yeah.
And so I remember my dad bringing us into the living room because we were all still living at home at that time. We're just sitting on the couch. They break the news. Mom has cancer. We don't know anything right now. And so that moment when you don't know anything, that uncertainty, it's scary.
Yeah.
It's so scary because then you start thinking, well, what if I lose my mom? What if this? What if that? We don't know. And so that was the first time. And so, she's going through the process of chemo, radiation. I still remember when, she started the chemo and your hair thins out.
Mhm.
And when it starts thinning out, you take a shower. It starts getting tangled, right? And it's hard to take a shower that way. And so I'm upstairs while my mom's taking a shower, and she calls me and she's like, "Ashley, can you help me?" She has a pair of scissors, and she asked me to cut her hair. And my mom was the type of person that would not step out of the house to go to the grocery store without fixing her hair with a hair straightener, without putting lipstick on. So I think I inherit some of those traits from her. um, and so to help her cut her hair off, it was a little, devastating, for me to
Yeah.
have to do that for her.
Yeah.
I could remember seeing, the sadness of in her eyes, just that defeat feeling.
Mhm.
And so that's something that I remember. And just like the appetite changes, her just being only able to live off of cereal or milkshakes because the appetite is just so different that you just don't have a stomach for anything else. It's like you need your nutrition, but how do you do that? She didn't want to force herself.
Yeah, even if you did, it's just you throw it out.
Yeah.
I did. You know, when I was going through treatment, I was like, I wasn't hungry, and I remember one time I was craving pizza so bad, and I always say this story that I feel like I was blessed and I was surrounded by angels at the hospital during my treatment. That one of the nurses remembered that my favorite food is pizza, so she brought me like 3 slices. And she's like, "You gotta eat. You haven't eaten." I was like, "No, I'm gonna throw up. I'm gonna throw up anyways." She's like, "You gotta eat." I ate those goddamn pizza slices and I threw them out.
Yeah.
And then I was like, "Can you bring me more?" Because one, I couldn't taste it.
Yeah.
But I just like the fact that in my mind was like, I'm eating a pizza. You know what I mean? But I couldn't only imagine how your mom felt. You know,
Yeah.
especially like if she couldn't eat her favorite foods. You know, what was one of her favorite foods that she liked to eat before she got sick?
Oh man, one of her favorite foods. She made really good potato curry. That's one of my favorites from her. Super easy, but still super good. She'd make it with tortillas, roti, that's how we call it.
Yeah.
And you just dip it, pretty good.
So, how long did she do her treatment for?
So for the first time, around, I think it was 2013, right? I want to say that was for about a year or so, maybe a year and a half. Of chemo and radiation, and then obviously everything that is followed up after that, surgery. And so the second time she had gotten it, it was around 2021, I want to say.
So she went in remission for how long? For 8 years, 9 years?
I want to say 10 years or so. Yeah, about 10 years, I want to say.
Was she still getting herself checked out during those 10 years? Or?
I don't think so. That's the thing. I want to say at that time, she was under the impression that she had only had to take, certain medications, for so long. And then I think she just kind of stopped because maybe she was in the mindset of, okay, it's gone. It's not going to come back. Maybe she didn't have that good of an understanding of how everything works. And so I'm not saying that's the reason why it came back, right? Things just happen.
Yeah.
And so, it came back. And when it came back the second time, it had spread to different parts of her body, being her brain, one of them, and other parts. And so when it's in multiple places, right, that's an automatic stage 4. So it's a little bit more scarier this time, but, we thought, okay, yeah, we've been through this, once, we can get through it again. But this time it took a toll on her body way more than it did the first time. It's 10 years later, she's older,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Wow. No, that sucks, man. Like,
Mhm.
the reason why I asked, like, how much was her time frame was because I was given 5 years
Mhm.
to do a follow up.
Mhm.
And then after that, it's like, okay, it's gone. That's what they told me, right? It's
Right.
gone. So my doctors are like, keep doing your physical every year. Do your
Yes.
physical. There's a slight spike on your red cells, white cells, and boom, it's a automatic red flag. Whatever you feel, you let me know. Cool. So 7 years in, this year is gonna be 8 year already. So yeah. So, I mean, yeah, it sucks. It
Yeah.
really sucks, especially when you have it all over your body.
Mhm.
You're doing a more heavy. I'm assuming she did like a hardcore chemo at that time.
Well, at this point, the first time going to the chemo, you go to the hospital, they put the port in, you get everything done there. I want to say the second time, I don't think she wanted to do that. So there was a pill form, right? So that's
Okay.
what she opted for this time.
I didn't get. I didn't get that option.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get that option. But I know now, as the years going, there's different type of chemos now.
Mm-hmm.
There's like the heavy duty one, the severe heavy duty one.
Yeah.
Depending on the stuff like that you're going through.
Mm-hmm.
But did she had a breast removed?
Yeah,
Or,
so she had a partial,
Mhm.
and so implant on one, and then reconstruction on the other to try and make everything match.
Mhm.
So yeah, it looked a little bit different, but she
Right,
was
right.
okay. She was happy to be alive.
During this time, you were there for your mom while your brothers and sisters were working, or everybody was
So
collaborating.
the second time, we all kind of did our part. At this point, we're older, we have our own
Yeah.
kids, and we're all, not living at home. So at that time, my brother was working from home straight out of college. And so I already had my two kids. And so, when he's working from home, he's taking care of mom. But it comes to a point where, one person can't take care of,
Mhm.
someone. And so at that time, I was trying to figure out, okay, how can I help out? How can I be there more? So I was trying to figure things out at work. Um, I was also newly a single mother of two children, so
Yeah.
I was like, okay, how can I figure things out? How can I help? And so I took a leave of absence from work to try and help her. And at the same time, I was like, okay, I want to try and work on a business. Maybe I can work on a business and make my own schedule. I can be here, I can help out with mom. And so that's kind of how my business started, Monterey Made Inc. So
So
yeah.
that would piqued the interest of creating your business.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. So during that transition of like, okay, I need to help a little bit more, mom. That idea comes to your mind. How did you transition quick as you're still dealing with your mom and trying to make this business come alive?
I just have to, communicate with family and who's going to help mom, who's going to be here. And so afterwards, when, your time leave is up, you have to kind of make accommodations, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're all trying to figure out and plan who's going to be here on what day. Can we get someone else, outside help, someone maybe through in-home supportive services, to just for someone to be there at least,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really hard, guys. I mean, it's really hard, especially for your loved ones. Everybody thinks that, the individual that is going through it, it's suffering. Yeah, we do suffer, but we're not the only ones that suffer. Our family members, our loved ones are the ones that suffer along with us. Even though if they put a strong face, they hide the tears, they hide the pain, seeing you hurting, seeing you crying or whatever might be the occasion. The whole family suffers. Especially after they end up passing away. I mean, you guys had the grieving part,
Yeah.
and
It's tough.
getting all the funeral services ready, and I'm sure that it didn't stop there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and that's something that I feel like a lot of people have they don't understand that part.
No.
Like for me, dude, when they used to tell, I would tell all my friends, "I'm don't tell me fuck cancer, don't tell me you're gonna get through it. Just don't say nothing."
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't know how I feel. I didn't want to hear that. I mean?
Yeah.
And to this day, I hate when I'm sorry, but I
Yeah.
hate when people say fuck cancer. You know,
Mhm.
I just hate it because for them, yeah, maybe it's a way for them showing support, but it's at the end of the day, it's like, no, dude, you know, you don't take this shit seriously, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so moving forward, you know, I'm sure it was devastating for your family, your dad. Um, you know, I'm sure she was supportive still when you had that idea of your business,
Oh
right?
yeah, most
Yeah,
definitely.
she was encouraging, and you decided to move forward. Now let's change up the mood a little bit. You know,
Yeah.
you move forward, you get that going. You know, how hard was it for you to plan the business? The reason why I'm asking this is because, you know, as an entrepreneur, it's not easy.
It's not.
It's not, you know, everybody will give you so many ideas. You know, you take notes. Okay, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? How much is this going to cost? I think the main thing is money, money,
Yeah.
money, money. And everybody doesn't know or realize that starting a business or even something that you don't think you're going to waste a lot of money or invest a lot of money, you're still
Mhm.
going to invest something, right?
Yeah.
So for those entrepreneurs watching or people thinking about starting a business, walk us through how was it for you?
Well, first, obviously I do paramedical tattoos, so you
Mhm.
have to know what you're doing. You have to go through your certification, your training, and after your training, you have to get your licenses, your permits to the health department. You have to find your location, whether it's going to be your own studio or you're going to work out of someone else's studio. So that takes, some investing. Uh, you have to have that money set aside for, deposits. You have to furnish your place. You have to get your supplies. You have to pay the city permits. And so that all kind of was a little bit challenging because I never applied for a health permit before.
Right,
So
right, right.
I'm on the website. I'm trying to, read everything. I'm trying to make sure I have everything right and correct.
Mhm.
But as I was doing it, it's just you go with the flow and you figure it out. You submit one thing and they tell you, nope, fix this. Okay, I fix it. And then you move on to the next step, right? And then there's the whole marketing part of it.
Mhm.
That's a whole other ball game, and that's still something
Mhm.
I'm still trying to learn. So it's a continuous cycle of learning and trying new things, seeing what works, what doesn't work. Also, in my type of work, I am always trying to improve on myself.
Mhm.
So if there's like a new training, if something I can do to improve on my skills or my technique, I'm all for it. I'll take an online class, I'll take another in person class. I just want to be the best at what I do.
Just self development.
Yeah,
Yeah, self
exactly.
development. During that process that you're going through, like, okay, figuring out what permits do you need, you know, you got the proper training, you know, figuring out how you as you go. Did you feel discouraged at one point? You're like, you know
Yeah.
what, screw this shit. I'm not gonna do this no more.
Yeah.
I just did 3 permits. Now I'm gonna get this permit, and I gotta get this permit for whatever the reason might be. You know what I mean? Did you feel
Yeah.
encouraged at the time? And if you did, what made you like shake it off and keep pushing forward?
I would.
Engaging video content can drive your business forward. We specialize in creating professional corporate videos and commercials tailored to your brand. Collaborative ideas help display your vision. Let's elevate your business today. LC1 Productions, crafting stories that matter.
Forward.
I would say I kept strong for like the first year,
Mm-hmm.
because any new business, the first year is going to be tough, right? You have to just get through it.
Yeah.
And so the second year rolls around, right? And I'm like, man, I need to figure this out. I'm not where I want to be. The marketing was just really tough for me. I didn't know how to figure some things out. And so, you have your monthly rent that's due, every
Mm-hmm.
single month. You can't miss it.
Yeah.
And so it comes to a point where is this even worth like the overhead that I'm, spending on? I'm like going negative on, profits.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. It's just, do I give up? Do I keep going? But every time I have a client, like this is what I love to do. And so that's just kind of like, I believe in myself. I know I can make this business successful.
Mm-hmm.
I just have to keep pushing through because that's where the tests are for any new business, right?
Yeah. How long you been in business?
About 3 years.
3 years.
Hmm.
3 years. So walk us through what exactly is that you do. I know you mentioned it right
Yeah.
now. Walk us through. So for our audience to know what you really do, like go in detail, like what is it
Sure.
that you do?
Yeah, so I first started off with scar camouflage, and so I specialize in dark scars, so hyperpigmented scars, or sometimes they look red or pink or purple. I work on scars that are from, tummy tucks or breast augmentations, arm lifts.
I mean, I show you my Achilles scar. I asked if you could clear this, buddy, but I don't know.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
we can take a look at it later. But so that's how I started with that. I started with that because, I'm a mom. I have 2 kids. And so, during pregnancy or breastfeeding, your body changes. It's not the same. And so you get stretch marks. Your tummy isn't as flat as it was before. And so I understand if women, they want to improve on something, and they want to improve with a cosmetic surgery or procedure. And so I get it because, when you look good, you feel good. So
So you do tattoo on the stretch marks?
on scars, yeah.
Okay, not the stretch marks. So I was gonna say, man, you're gonna have to do all these body for the stretch marks.
Yeah.
Do you get guys too, or
Yeah.
just girls? Yeah.
Guys too.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So the scars. So you started with the scars and all that stuff,
Yeah.
and then
So I always wanted to do the nipple tattoos,
okay.
but that's just way more advanced. So I just wanted to get, some experience with the scar camouflage first. And this is around the time where I knew I wanted to do it, but like I said, my mom was, needing help. So I just kind of fast tracked, getting the training done for the nipple tattoos because I said, okay, maybe if I add on nipple tattoos, I can get more clients, I can serve more people. I can help out here with my mom. So I had booked that training, 1 month before she had passed away. I didn't know that was going to happen, right?
Right.
So that's how that training kind of,
Let's put it on hold.
yeah. So, I mean, I love what I do. I love the clients that I get to help and that first look in the mirror. That's kind of like what keeps me going.
You still did the training though after, or you haven't?
I did, yeah.
You did. Okay. So you're doing that nipple tattoo and anything else you do besides those 2 things?
I just focus on those 2. Yeah,
And then
for
your,
now.
Your
yeah.
location, where is it at?
It's in Monterey on Cass Street.
Okay. Wow. So yeah, I'm sure you have a lot of female clients too,
Yeah.
right?
Mostly,
mostly
yeah.
are female clients. And you talked about seeing when they see themselves in the mirror, their face expression.
Yeah.
That fills your cup, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that fills your cup.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there anybody else who do the type of business you do here in Monterey County?
As far as I know, nipple tattoos, I'm not too sure. If they're out there, I don't know about them.
Is that different from regular tattooing?
I mean, it's the same, procedure in a way. It's the same, depth underneath the skin that we have to go to. Same needles, we use mags. It's essentially the same. Yeah.
But
Same inks.
Same inks and all that stuff. That's crazy. Well, that's amazing. Not crazy, but it's amazing. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
It's amazing that that's something that you wanted to focus on, that you're doing right now, and you're pushing through. As far as the marketing, I mean, yeah, you gotta learn how to market yourself. Social media is a big tool that we have for, I mean, back in the day, we used to use resumes.
Yeah.
Now your resume could be your social media, right? But hey, don't forget where you at. You have right here Juan and Luis are the greatest guys that can help you out.
They're awesome.
Yeah. So marketing wise, I mean, it's a challenge. One of the things that I forgot that I had was one of my good friends that God rest his soul. We used to be really good promoters, the nightlife, really really good promoters, and I was struggling with marketing too. And then I was like, one of my buddies was like, dude, why are you struggling with marketing? I mean, you were a really good promoter. It's the same shit. I'm like, so I went back to my old MySpace days, looking at everything. Like I still had the files that I used to do, and I was like, dude, this is what I do. This is what I'm good at. You know what I mean? But now social media is way different than what it was before.
Yeah.
There's a lot of double-edged sword. I mean, I see social media as a double-edged sword. There are good things and bad things. You always got people looking to see what you do, see how they could do the same thing that you're gonna do. You know what I mean? It's just
Yep.
like
I know about that.
yeah. So and then but I always say this: you gotta surround yourself with good-minded people that are always gonna bring you down from that. Like for me, like my go-to is Juan. Like, hey, bro, what do you think about this? I'll do. Don't worry about it. You know what I mean? You're good. So
Yeah.
as long as you surround yourself with good-minded people and don't let that affect you, it should be fine. You know what I mean? Because I'm
Most
sure that it
definitely.
affects you some type of way.
Yeah,
Like,
sometimes.
you know,
Yeah.
it's like, dude, what the heck? You know, I've been in it for 3 years. And
I know. Yeah.
Yeah, I know that's hard, but yeah. So I mean, what do you see yourself in the next couple of years?
In the next couple of years, so I'm working on another type of tattooing. I won't say just yet because it's still in the works, but I'm hoping that once I add that, I can kind of rebrand myself again and just expand maybe a storefront studio and just create an environment where, you know, everyone can feel welcome and just, I don't know, just a different type of environment compared to like a traditional tattoo, you know, shop. Um, Obviously, a lot of my clients are, you know, female, and so just providing a safe space for them, and they can come to me with their insecurities or whatever it is that they want to work on. They can step, you know, inside and feel okay to do that.
Yeah. Do you have a website?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
sure
MontereyMedInc.com.
I'm sure you have your reviews there from your clients too,
Yes,
right?
all my reviews are there.
Nice, nice. There's one question I want to ask is different from what we just talked about. Your last name is Hernandez, right?
Yes. It throws people off. Yeah. So I did get married kind of young. So yeah, that's how my last name changed to Hernandez.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. I thought part of your dad or something.
No, I'm not Hispanic at all, but I love to throw people off. So yeah, it's fun.
I know. I was like, wait. Well, okay, Hernandez.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna ask you a couple questions that I have right here. You ready?
Sure.
All right. When you think about your journey so far, what moment stands out the most?
When I think about my journey so far, the moment that stands out the most is, I guess, just the financials, right? Because you truly do need funds to, you know, create your business. And sometimes you don't know how you're going to figure it out. You have to move things around. You try and promote yourself in the job that you already have, or, you know, cut costs here, or move in somewhere else, you know, change your lifestyle. So it's just pushing through that, you know, obviously having children at the same time to continue funding your dream pretty much because you know what's ahead for you.
And I'm sure your children are your motivation to keep pushing forward, being a better mom, a better example, you know. And like we talked earlier, you know, having a business is not easy. It's not, you know, there's challenges, you know. And, you know, there's a lot of people out there, they think like, oh, well, they have a business, they should have money. It's not always like that, you know what I mean? Sometimes they don't even know that we're to our last dollar, right? But the fact that we still keep moving in, we still keep pushing, we still keep showing up, it says a lot, you know, because you might be one client away from connecting you with somebody that is going to level you up in a whole different way, you know? Or you could be a marketing guy or a marketing female that like, oh, you know what, I do marketing, I can help you out, collaborate or whatever, you know? So you just never know about the opportunities you're going to get, right? Yeah.
I think it's great to have that mindset of, oh, yeah, I could do this. You know, I can go in and start a business. I think that's great, right? But then when you start facing challenges, it's what you do after that. So you have to just kind of keep that same mindset and just push through.
Are you going to fold or are you going to keep going?
Exactly. Are you going to sink or are you going to swim?
Yeah. How will the people closest to you describe you?
They would describe me as someone that tries to stay positive, you know, as much as possible. Sometimes it's not always like that. I try to improve on myself, you know, mentally, physically. I try to be a good mom. I'm not perfect, but I try to do better. I like to joke around and laugh and just, I don't know, just
being you.
Just be me.
So you have a son and
a
daughter, right? How old are they?
My daughter is 7 and my son is 4.
Nice.
Yeah, so
keep
my
you
hands
busy,
are full.
huh?
Yeah,
Definitely.
Yeah.
What's something about you most people don't see on social media?
I guess just the real me, right? Because everything on social media, you just can't believe. They don't see that I wake up, I go to work every day. They don't see I come home, I take care of my kids, I provide for them. They don't see the research that I do, the podcasts that I listen to, the YouTube videos that I'm constantly looking at night. I lose my sleep because I'm just worried about the next day, how to do better, how to improve, how to succeed.
Mhm. Damn.
Yeah.
I thought I was the only one.
Yeah, I know.
What's been one of your toughest seasons you've had to push through?
Oh gosh, that would be the year that I lost my mom
Mm-hmm.
because my business was very new. I was a newly single woman of 2 kids, so that was all kind of within the same year. So you're letting go of one life, starting another one. You're trying to start a business for a better life, and then you lose someone so close to you, like your mom. It changes your perspective. When you lose someone, like a parent, your perspective changes so much.
Mm-hmm.
I find that I don't have the energy to, you know, uh, keep negative energy around. It just does something to you.
Yeah, which is good. Which is good, but here's the thing though, like I'm thinking from the outside, right? Looking at you, dude, like how did you do it? Dealing
I
with the
don't
loss of your
know.
mom, being a single mom, newly single mom, right? At the
Yeah, at
time,
that time.
and then starting your business, like how did you do it, girl? Like, was there a point in your life that you like literally went to the corner of the room and you just broke down and you're like, damn it.
Well, I would cry all the time.
Uh-huh.
I would try not to cry in front of my kids.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a mix of being numb and maybe just who I already was as a person. I've always been ambitious. I've always wanted more. So just understanding that like life still has to go on.
Yeah.
Um, I guess it's just kind of what kept me through, being close to family. My brother and I are very close. So
So
yeah,
that kept you strong.
yeah.
And
You have to be strong for your kids too.
yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah.
that was a
Well,
part of it.
I mean, I had to ask, dude, because I mean, dude, like, you lost
Yeah.
your queen,
Hmm.
and then you're single and you have 2 kids. It's like, dude, like,
Yeah.
I feel like most people would just fall and be like, ah,
It's very easy to fold. It's very easy
yeah.
to, just stay stuck where you're at.
What was something that you learned during that process?
That life is truly too short. And that's such a cliche that I say that, right? But like I said, until you lose someone, you just see how easily life can slip away. And so that's why I just want to take, whatever opportunity I have left on this earth to just live life and just
That's the name of the
succeed.
podcast, Live
And
Life. That's what I tell everybody.
yeah,
You gotta live life because you just never know. I have a lot of sayings. It's like, our biggest enemy is time.
yeah,
Right? So don't waste time on stuff that is not filling your cup.
yeah,
I know it's easy for me to say because sometimes I find myself dealing with shit I shouldn't be dealing with. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? But then I have to remind myself, like, hey, dude, come on. You just went through something so tough.
yeah,
You letting this little driver that cut you off, get the best of you. You know what I mean?
yeah,
You're gonna let that ruin your days. Like,
yeah,
no, relax. So I always try to remind myself every day, like, don't let shit get to you.
yeah,
You live life, enjoy life, and that's why I
yeah,
tell everybody enjoy life, because you never know. We live in a fast-paced world that we're always on the go, 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 and we forget to live life. We
yeah,
forget to go outside, smell the breath, take a deep breath, and just thank God for another day. You know what I mean? Or the fact that you get to go home with your kids, help them do their homework, play with them. That's a blessing. It's just like, but we're too busy in this busy world that we forget.
yeah. I guess for myself, my mom was devoted to her kids. She had 3 kids.
Mm-hmm.
She would wake up, cook, clean, and then go to work every day. That was her life every day, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so at a certain age, you could see how much that wears a person down, how
Mm-hmm.
much they're not living their life.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so when she started to do that, she was going and taking her traveling trips, but then she gets hit with cancer. And then, of course, she's gone. So then I look at that and I think to myself, she didn't get to live her life. And I feel so guilty. I wish that could have been different for her. but it's taught me that I have to live my life in order to show my kids how to live theirs.
Just know that it wasn't because she didn't want to. It was just because that's the way she was raised. Like my parents, that's how they were raised. From a young age, you got to work, 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 get married, have a family, provide. My dad, to this day, he's like 74 years old, is still trucking.
Yeah.
And I tell him, and I give up talking to my dad, like, dude, retire, retire, retire. But, the last conversation I had with them about retiring was like, hey, mijo, I love truck. I love driving. This is my peace. This is my life.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep driving until I can.
Yeah,
No more,
and that makes him happy.
Yeah, that fills their cup. And for our parents, obviously, different entity, an entity, it's just that's what they know. You know what I mean? And for us, the new generation is just like we gotta break that cycle. And you just said it right now. I gotta live my life, and we all have to. And I'm not gonna stop talking about it, guys. Live life.
Yeah.
Even if you take a break, if you have that relationship with your husband or wife, hey, I'm gonna go have some drinks with my friends. I'll be back. Even that decompress a little bit.
Yeah.
I have a friend that does that a lot. And his wife have the good communication that she goes with her friends, decompress for a while, not girls' night out. He does the same thing. So
It's a healthy balance.
yeah, you need it because 3 kids, 2 kids, yeah, it could be a handful because your whole life involves in them, right?
Yeah.
And then you gotta shut that off at a certain point and then focus on you. So yeah, damn, that's life. What's something that you had to learn to get to where you are now?
Something that I had to learn to get to where I am now.
Gotcha. That one.
You did. There's so many things that you learn along the way. I guess one thing would be just being open to connections, getting to know people, because you just never know. One person could, use your service, or one person can recommend your service. One person can help your business or just help you. So just being open-minded.
Yeah, nice. I like that. Now let's go over to your mindset and discipline.
Okay, let's do it.
What does discipline look like in your everyday life?
Well, discipline is obviously, the opposite of procrastination. So sometimes I am, sometimes I do. You put things off till the next day. But just getting things done or making that list, following through, your follow-ups. It's just continuing to improve on yourself, not staying stuck, pretty much.
I know earlier you mentioned that when you lost your mom and single mom and starting your business, it was really, really difficult for you. Do you believe, I think you said yes, but let me ask you again. Do you believe growth comes from pain or from patience?
I think both. I think pain can be a motivator. And patience comes in where things aren't moving as fast as you want them to, but you know what the goal is, so you have to be patient in order to get there.
Now, as a busy mom, boss lady, how do you protect your peace?
Self-care. So if that means just getting your nails done, I do a lot of retail therapy. So I like to go to the mall. I like to look for just one shirt or a pair of shoes, or I don't know, trying different makeup. That's good for me. Every once in a while, I know you have a girls' night. That's always fun. Or a lot of times I'm at home on my couch and I'm just scrolling on my phone in the quiet, in the dark, and that's good for me. So
Okay. I usually just have a beer. That's it.
I don't drink too much, so yeah.
All right. So now let's talk about right now. What gives your life meaning right now?
What gives my life meaning right now? Just being in the most positive mindset that I possibly can, because if I'm okay, then I'm okay to be a good mom. I'm okay to be a good, worker, or a daughter or a sister. So just being positive, being in the right mindset, having a good attitude, right? That sets kind of like the tone, for your day or for your week or, whatever else that you're trying to achieve.
Nice. I asked this question to all my guests. I asked this question. I'm gonna ask you: if you could go back to travel back in time and see little Ashley as a little girl, what would you tell her?
Oh man, I would tell her probably just to let go of the little things that don't matter, the things that upset you. Spend more time with family. Let go of relationships that don't matter. Because life is short.
That's about it.
Right now,
Right.
I can think about right now.
Now let's this few questions are just to tone it down, close it out. What do you want people to remember you about?
To remember me about?
Yeah.
That I am just a ambitious hustler that wants to live life to the fullest. I just want to be a good mom, spend as much time with family. Just want to leave a legacy behind,
Nice. I know that we talked about struggles starting a business, the challenges you face as starting a business, right? Permits and vice versa. What would your advice be to someone that is stuck right now?
That is stuck right now? Use your resources. If you took a class somewhere, reach out to your instructor. If you have someone who's remotely in the same type of business as you, someone that you might follow on social media, reach out to them. The worst that they're going to do is say no, we're not telling you anything. But you have to take that step and try to figure it out. Information, YouTube is really great. ChatGPT maybe,
YouTube University, right?
Yeah. So, yeah, just use your resources and see what else you can do.
Now, where I know you gave your website, if you don't mind repeating it again, where can any females audience or watching this podcast could reach out to you, either your website or social media? You want to share that with?
Yeah, so if you want to reach out for a consultation, it would be on my website, monterreymedinc.com. I usually start with the phone consultation, just try and get to know you, your situation, how I can help. I do offer in-person consultations if that's needed. My phone number is on the website as well. You can always send a text message, or sometimes you can always contact me on social media.
Which is
Monterey Med Inc.
Because I know you have two, your personal one and
Yeah,
the business one. Yeah, I know. I have like three, dude. I gotta get rid of one.
Yeah, that's all.
I know. It's hard to manage it, but now I have a new CRM system in place, which will help me out a lot. Where I could just post one post and then it'll distribute it to all the social media platforms.
Cool.
Yeah, I don't know if you have a CRM system, but if you don't, I got the guy for you.
Okay.
Yeah. So, well, that's it, guys. I mean, thank you for tuning in. The first episode kicking off the year here with my guest, Ashley Hernandez.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ashley, for taking the time of your day to be here today. I know
Thank
you're
you
a
so
busy
much for having
mom,
me.
a
Yes.
boss lady, and I know you have a whole life ahead of you. Thank you for sharing your journey. And not only that, but at least someone out there that wants to start a business, they know it's not easy, but just keep pushing, move forward, don't give up. There's gonna be times you're gonna want to throw the towel. Trust me, I did it multiple times. Did you did it multiple times or no?
I don't think I ever got to the point where I wanted to throw the towel in. I think I had some moments where I had to think about it, weigh my options. Is this something that I really want to do? Or do I want to just stop and focus on something else? But I don't think I ever took it seriously that, no, I don't want to do this anymore.
See, at least Ashley thought about it. I was ready to throw the fucking towel and say, screw this shit. Let me see what else I gotta do. Am I still old enough to join the military? There's different perspective, guys. There's people that will throw in the towel. They'll say, fuck it, I quit. There's people that are like Ashley that will, think about it, and see the options and keep moving forward. But whatever it is, there's going to be days that you're going to be like, you know what, I can't do this. It's tough. I'm not seeing no money coming in. I'm breaking even. I'm spending more money than I'm not even bringing in. But that's just part of life. That's just part of business, Obviously, I don't know if this is going to be a good analogy to use, but hey, Jeff Bezos, man, he struggled. Started as a bookstore selling books online. Look where he is at. Why? Because he never gave up. He kept pushing and pushing and pushing, right? So don't give up. Keep pushing. Keep doing you. Don't forget to live life. Spend time with your family. Enjoy the little things, and then everything will flow. And I'm not here to push religion, but just don't forget to pray and have faith and have patience, because running a business takes time. It takes time, and that's why I like to have people like yourself, so people can understand that, like, they're not alone. They're not feeling some type of way, and they're not the only ones dealing with challenges. And that's the whole purpose of Live Life Podcast, to share stories and put 831 in the map.
Yeah.
Thank you again for being
Thank
here.
you.
I appreciate you. All right, that's it for today, guys. We're out.